Well, this is your chance, Facebook. There might not be a lot of you, like there's no one on here right now, actually, Cece, but there will be, because I have a tech person that's going to be putting it on my YouTube, iTunes, Spotify. It's going to get traction. So maybe, usually by the end of the night, there's 30 or 40 people that have looked at it. So you're touching lives.
Awesome.
I can't think of a better time to touch lives. And so tonight we have Cece Redman. Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I'm here in Vegas. This is Sin City, and they shut the city down, and there's no sin.
Oh, well, that's a good thing.
You're in Florida.
Yes, Orlando. I'm in Orlando. Everything is shut down here, too. We have a curfew from 11 to 5 a.m., but there's people still out.
Wow.
It's 11 now, actually, almost 11 o'clock. And I guarantee if I was to walk outside right now, I would see people on the roads. It's crazy. Nobody listens. They're not listening.
So if you're in Orlando, do you find that it's mostly the young people? And I don't mean to be young versus old, but is it mostly young people that don't give a rip, or is it just anybody?
It's everybody. Believe it or not, it's everybody, young and old. I've gone outside, just for a walk in the evening, and I see older people out, and then sometimes I see young kids, of course. They're partying. They're still partying. They're still hanging out with their friends. So, everybody.
Oh my gosh. So,
Fortunate.
yes. Have you seen on the news today how people are demanding to reopen their cities?
Yes, not today, but I did see it on the news recently that, there's people that want to reopen the cities. And I think that's such a horrible thing. In Florida, we actually have the governor who said in Jacksonville that they're going to start opening up the beaches again. And actually, that started yesterday. Believe it or not, it started yesterday. And there's supposed to be a limit of 50 people. But you have to think about it like this. After already several weeks of being quarantined, there's people that have cabin fever, and they're going to want to get up and get out and get into something. They're looking for any little thing to get into. And I think that's going to cause a huge problem for us.
Yes. When they open up Vegas, I suppose that they're going to open Vegas any old time. And because the mayor is like, Mrs. Goodman, she's like, oh, this is ridiculous. There's going to be a second wave, maybe a third wave of this coming back to haunt us.
Absolutely.
And I'm like 69 years old. I got no business being out there until all the cards have been dealt, You won't find...
I wouldn't go out. I would be very hesitant. Reason being is this thing is going to get worse much worse before it gets better. I believe, in my heart, I believe this, because if they're opening up the cities, first of all, we haven't even contained it yet. Nobody's listening. So it's, and then if you think about the way the virus works, so you have it for a whole week. You don't know that you have it for this week because you don't really have symptoms. So at that point, you're most contagious. So during that period, if you're interacting with other people, whether you're 6 feet apart or not, now the next person can get it, and they won't even know until a week or two, until they begin to experience these different symptoms.
Yes.
And then they say when you sneeze, it's in the air for I thought it was 3 hours. Somebody told me it was 6 hours. That sneeze, those particles are in the air for all those. Now you're outside. The wind is blowing. You get where I'm going with this? It's horrible.
Oh my.
It's horrible. It's so sad. I try not to go out. I mean, if I don't have to go shop, I know my children. I have two teenagers. They're usually like, Mom, I want snacks. Listen, if I don't have to go out, there's food in here. You better find something to eat.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
I'm not going to do it.
No.
I'm not putting myself at risk, or going to come home and put them at risk as well,
Exactly. So you're originally from New York. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
What part?
Yes.
What part?
Freeport, New York.
Okay.
Strong Island, as we like to call it.
Yes, yes. Got a lot of comedy friends in Long Island.
Oh wow, yeah. I didn't start until I was here in Florida. I've been here for about 17 years now. So, yeah.
What made you like get into comedy to begin with, Cece?
Oh my gosh. The Wayans, to be 100% honest, I love and live in color. And all comedy, you know, my mom wouldn't allow me to watch Eddie Murphy Raw, anything like that, but I did sneak and watch it. Sorry, Mom. I did sneak and I watched it and I loved it. And, you know, the thing that really got me was the Wayans, that sketch comedy show, the accents, the humor. I mean, I wanted to be on in Living Color so bad that I called California one day. I did. And this was back when we had the landlines, primarily using landlines. And my mother got that phone bill and I got in trouble. And I never had the ability to talk to anybody, which I called, I was a teenager, and I said, hey, can I speak to one of the stars? The lady was like, what do you mean one of the stars? So I don't know, I was just so excited. The Wayans. I always wanted to be a part of that family. I thought I was the Wayans when I was growing up. I really, yeah.
So what?
And actually, when Marlon came to Orlando, so he came to Orlando twice. Back in 2014, he came, I want to say around his birthday, which is July, I believe it's in July, and then he came again in November. And in November is when I decided, that was back in 2014, I said, I got to do comedy. I used to love him. So much from the bottom of my heart.
I love the Wayans brothers. Oh my gosh, every one of them.
Yes, and I only met Marlon and Sean, and then I met their nephew Greg. But yeah.
What's the thing you're most proud of in your comedy career?
That I've grown a thicker skin than what I had before.
Boy.
Because I've always been so sensitive that, you know, if somebody said something to me or, you know, there was some type of roast, I would get so offended and I would take it personally. But now I'm like, okay, we're all comedians. I joke a lot. They joke a lot, you know, so you got to get over it. You got to have a thick skin to be in this type of business anyway.
Yes. The other day I caught you on Facebook inspiring people and you were very passionate about, do you remember what you were talking about? And can you tell the people here about it?
Well, if I'm thinking, was I talking about the coronavirus and how everybody needs to, okay, because I talk about a lot of stuff. So, absolutely. So there's people that are going out and they are not being mindful of this coronavirus and how serious it is. And I feel like they're jeopardizing not only their lives, but others' lives as well. There was a mom that I saw, well, she wasn't a mom yet, but she was pregnant. I saw her in the store the other day, and she didn't have a mask on, and she's pregnant. And it just, you know, I always get extra sensitive. I'm still very passionate about this because I think to myself, if something happens to her, it's not only going to happen to her, it's going to happen to her unborn child as well. And you know, there's so many different things that are going on in the news, meaning one minute you hear you should wear a mask, and then the next minute you're hearing the mask is only for the people that have it, but in actuality, the mask flips two ways. So the blue showing on the outside is for the people that don't have the virus, or if they do have the virus, pardon me. And then when you flip it, there's a yellow side or a white side. That side is for the people that don't have the virus. So either way, you're protecting yourself. And there was two little girls that I saw with their mom in PetSmart yesterday because my dog is sick, so I had to go to the store and get her some more medicine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's she's laying right here. I'm surprised she's quiet right now. She's actually sleeping. But the two little girls couldn't be older than maybe 5 and 3, and the girls did not have a mask on. Can you imagine if something were to happen to them? They don't know who was in that store prior to the girls walking around there. I mean, they were just walking around touching everything. And, it's just really, really sad how we're not taking this seriously, even though there's so many people that passed away from it. It's very, very sad. And it's going to get so much worse. It's scary.
Yes.
It's really scary.
So you have friends in New York. Have you had friends or loved ones affected by this coronavirus?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I have a sister-in-law, soon to be sister-in-law. Her sister-in-law's dad and brother passed away. They're up in New York. I have a cousin, my cousin's wife passed away. She was there up in New York. I have a fellow high school friend. He has the coronavirus. And there's just other people that I've heard about. My dad's friends, because we're all from up north. He was just basically saying how it's really bad because in Brooklyn and the Bronx, how everybody's so close to each other. They're not going out. Those apartments are very, very small. It's very tough on them. Like, those people really have bad cabin fever, and every time that I talk, whenever I go on my live every Saturday, it seems like I keep saying it's getting closer and closer to home. And then I had a family member that was two family members. One, my dad told me that my cousin, she was actually in the hospital. Thank God she came out. She never went into ICU or anything like that. But then I had another cousin, his wife had actually passed away. And closer and closer to home.
So sorry.
It's so sad. It's so very sad.
One day last week, I lost 5 comedy friends in one day.
No way.
Yeah. And I'm here in Vegas. 4 of them were in New York City. One was in Portland, Oregon, at my old club at Harvey's in Portland. And he never, I don't know if he traveled. He's about my age, but I was going to be roommates. I've lived in New York 3 different times. I was always part of Comic Strip Live. And I was going to have a roommate, and Hal Cohen was going to be my roommate, except he had a pit bull, and I couldn't swing getting anybody that would want a pit bull in an apartment in New York. So we didn't become roommates. He got the virus and died. That really hit hard. So,
That's so sad.
Yeah. And people here don't get it. They don't get the suffering. They sit there and watch it, and you can't. That's why I wanted you on here, because I assumed, with being from New York and now in Florida, and the way that you were speaking passionately about protecting yourself and not affecting others, that you had to have had it hit home to you, and that you care. And so many people don't.
A lot of people don't. I even made a video of how, we can wrap our heads with a little, a scarf, and I did the whole tutorial online. I saw that the video was being shared a little bit, but there's some people you can't find the masks. Maybe you don't have something, or you don't think, okay, well, maybe I can use this just to cover my face up until I run to the car. Then you take it off, then you put it back on, what have you. We're just not being creative enough. Maybe, I don't know. I am very passionate about it, and it is very, very scary. And there's a lot of people, like we were discussing earlier, where they actually want to reopen the cities. And I believe that's a bit of entitlement and being selfish. It's a 2-part thing. You're not worried or focused about the people that could get it, you're more focused on yourself saying, well, I want to go to this place. I want to sit. Well, hell, I want to be the man. I haven't met anybody, because I can't go out, and I prefer not to do it online or anything like that. But it's still, I'm single, wanting to date, and I can't. I want to go out and be able to go on dates and different things like that. You can't go sit down and have a meal anywhere. You can't, walking in the park is even dangerous. The most walking that I do is with my dog, and I come right in the house right after. So I just can't see. I mean, I feel like this is a time where we need to use this time of being home to reconnect with our families, to cook home-cooked meals, to enjoy the downtime, because once this thing blows, once, everybody's able to go, we're going to be back on that hustle and bustle. It's no more working from home. It's no more family time. All of that's going to be taken away from us again.
Exactly. I want you to speak, please, about your morning show. I want my viewers to clearly know, including myself, how to watch you, what your show is all about.
Okay, so it's the Cece and Mama Liz morning show. So the past couple of weeks, you guys have actually seen me without my mom. But we're on live. We go live from my show, my Facebook page, which is Cece_Redman. And we're also on Instagram at Cece and Mama Liz morning show. Cece and Mama Liz show, on Instagram. We have a YouTube. We don't have many subscribers, so please subscribe.
What's the name of the YouTube?
Cece and Mama Liz morning show. Yes.
Okay.
And the Facebook, we also have Facebook, which is Cece and Mama Liz morning show or show on Facebook as well. So, and then we also have our individual pages. She doesn't go by Mama Liz, so you won't find her under that unless you go to her Instagram. Her Facebook is still private. She wants to keep that for herself, but her Instagram is Mama_Liz SMS, and that's where she gets the DMs.
The DMs?
Yes.
So
that's direct messages where, yes, people write in and they ask her different questions, and that is the cat's meow for everybody. Everybody loves the DMs. She gets some, I can't say letters, but some messages that completely blow my mind, and I don't get to hear them until the day of the show. So she'll write them out because I guess she doesn't want to print them out or what have you. So she writes it out, whatever's on the screen, and she's old school. And then she'll read it, and then she'll give her view on it, and I'll give my advice on it as well. And I mean, everybody loves the DMs.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm going to be tuning in. What time is it on?
We normally start at 11:30 a.m. on Saturdays. That's Eastern time. However, because I've been doing it by myself, in the last 2 weeks, I've been late, so I haven't started until afternoon, after 12, Eastern time. But yeah.
Is your mom okay?
She's doing well. She is doing well. She's on the other side of town, about 35 minutes away. But of course, she's mature, and it's best that she stays home as much as possible, outside of going to the store. And she does have a mask, and she keeps herself, protected, so that I can say she's definitely. And usually she will come over here. This is where we do the show, at my place. Yeah.
Wonderful. Are you thinking about having her come on through Zoom or online, or is that something that would just be a learning curve for her?
Well, now that my brother is there with her, my brother just moved to Florida. Yay.
Yay.
I'm super excited to have all three of her children here. So I will have him download Zoom for her on her phone, and then we will try Zoom. I got to see how it comes out, how we, work it out. I think that'll be pretty interesting to meet her.
I heard that I heard that Google Hangouts, that app, is better for interfacing with Facebook Live. Right now, you're on my laptop through Zoom, and this is putting you on Facebook.
Okay, so we're on the phone and on the laptop. Gotcha. Okay.
But Google Hangouts does it all.
Really?
So I hear.
So I can go from being at my place, looking at her, and we go live directly from Hangouts? Wow, let me write that down. That's good stuff.
And I've got a tech person that's helping me, and I'm sure he'd be glad to help you too. His name's Adam Dominguez. He's a comic in Vegas.
Where's he located?
Vegas. He's an LA comic, LA boy, but living in Vegas doing comedy.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, he's getting all of my videos that I have all over Facebook, putting them on YouTube and then to iTunes and Spotify. The boy has his work cut out for him.
I'm sure.
What if we could end and be safe to go out of our place today, where would you go? What have you really been missing the most?
Well, I would love to go on a vacation somewhere far away, but only if I was taking my mom.
Oh.
Because I miss her. I miss her so much. So if I could get out of here, I'm headed to my mom's house. I haven't seen her in weeks. This is so abnormal. She's like, we got to get a drink. We got to, we got to do something. We just miss each other a whole lot.
And you're a person of faith. I got the, and my daughter hasn't spoke to anybody in the family for 6 years.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's tough, but that's the day I started doing comedy, because I figure when, like, I had a pastor once that told me I shouldn't lead the children's choir while I'm hurting. And I'm like, well, when would that be? The whole condition of life is hurting.
Right.
And so...
I mean, you have ups and downs. Yeah. I was saying you have ups and downs, so I just don't get that. Sometimes that's the only thing that can push you through, get you over that storm that you're having in your life, is to serve your purpose, to work on it, to, fulfill your destiny. So for somebody to say don't do when, you're down, I mean, if you don't have that, what do you have?
Thank you. Well, you're such a bright light in a dark world, and I'm so glad you gave me time and didn't think I was nuts for reaching out. Well, maybe you did. Give your mom a big hug when you're allowed to from me. I wish her all the health in the world, and your family. And I hope, I don't know about you, but if we're both basically very sensitive, caring, it's really hard to look out in the world and see so much widespread suffering.
It is. It really, really is. It's pretty sad. I mean, I heard my daughter-in-law told me that there was a baby that was 8 months old that passed away from the coronavirus. That broke my heart. I mean, I'm thinking, my granddaughter is 3 months old. So, you just don't know how this is affecting everybody. They don't know how the baby got it, and I always gotta collect myself. I don't want to cry. People don't understand the severity of staying home. Because every time that you go out without a mask on, I mean, gloves, you can wash your hands, but really without a mask on and without glasses, because they say that the virus can enter your eyes as well. Now imagine the person that you love most, if you had to walk them to the doors of the hospital and you could not enter that hospital, and you don't know whether that person could come back out. Would you go out without a mask, without glass on? Would you risk that? Would you have your children risk that as well? You know, I try to tell my son is 19, and he's very independent, and he's very strong-minded, strong-willed. And he decided today, oh, Mom, I'm going to hang out with some of my friends. I said, why would you do that? And I remind him every single time, you know. But when your kids get a certain age, what are you going to do? Lock the door? He's old enough to walk downstairs and unlock the door himself, you know. So these are decisions that he has to make. If anything were to happen to him, I can say that I've done my part with warning him each and every day he hears a warning. Do you want me to have to take you to the hospital and not be able to walk through that threshold with you and not know whether you're going to come out or not? Do you want to possibly die alone? I mean, I know that's being taken it to the 10th degree, but really, this is what life has come to for us. You know, it's just sad.
So
and
sad.
He left. He went to go be with his girlfriend's birthday. So yes, he left to go be with his friends. And he said, "Oh, Mom, I'm not gonna be gone for too long, and it's already 11 o'clock."
You know, the age of being like, what do they call that? When you're invincible.
Yes.
And we can make it, if our kids can get past that invincible stage, they'll be coasting home. But that invincible stage, oh my gosh.
It's a doozy.
It is. So how many children do you have in total, Cece?
I have 3. My oldest is 24, and my youngest is 17, and then my 19-year-old.
And the oldest is a girl or boy?
A boy. He's in Maryland.
What's he doing?
Oh my goodness. So this kid, he loves animals. So he's working at a pet store, and then he also does his music. He's a rapper, and you know, he does the engineering, he does the producing, he does all of it. You know, he's truly gifted. He does his own videos, and I mean the artist, the artwork for his video or for his albums and everything. He does all of that stuff. So he is super talented, super amazing.
Wow. How's his career going?
It's going. I mean, he's worked with some pretty important, if you will, people. And it's going okay, but he hasn't gotten over that hump yet, you know. So I'm hoping something opens up, some doors open up for him soon.
Okay, I know how to pray then. Well,
yes.
Thank you so much. You're so lovely. If I could reach through this and give you a hug, I would.
I'll give you a hug too.
Consider yourself hugged. I miss hugs.
I do. Oh my goodness. I try to hug my kids as much as possible. Before they leave, I say, you better come over here and give me a hug and a kiss. You know, I just miss being close to people. I'm a very touchy-feely type of person, and that's my, people know I will touch you.
That's so cool. Well, God bless you, your family, your mother, your children, and tell your dog to get better. What kind of dog is it?
Oh, a Chihuahua. I'm going to show you. Little Chihuahua.
Oh, little Chihuahua is black.
Yeah.
How adorable.
You see, she has a cone on her head.
What happened?
She had she's on my bathrobe. She had and her anal gland was clogged, and so they had to unclog it. And so to prevent her from biting that area, they put that thing on her head, and yeah, she was in a lot of pain and everything, and it's pretty gross. She never gets sick. Never. I never have to worry about anything. And then while we're quarantined, I'm like, now you want to get sick? All right.
Well, thank you so much. Take care, and I love you a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
God bless you too. Cece Redman, you guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Wasn't she fantastic? She had so much to say. She really has a handle on a good head on her shoulders, a mother, and she runs a radio show weekly with her mother, has 3 kids living in Florida from New York, been affected in her family by people dying. Oh my gosh, you got to give it up for her. How you doing, Randy? You're on there, huh? I'm so tired. Can you tell? Ah, thanks for the heart. I can barely see out of these eyes. I'm so tired. I need a facelift. There. Now do I look 15? Oh, she was a delight. I wish all these comics could be like her. You know, good heads on their shoulders. You see a lot of, you know, like I did comedy interviewing in Portland at Harvey's, and literally I got so tired of people and their egos. It's like, listen, I don't want to hear a whole interview about you bragging about how much you've done. Tell that to your girlfriend. You know, go to christianmingle.com and see how far that gets you. So I would literally I say literally a lot. I would tell people in the interviews, listen, first half, you get to brag. That's on you. Second half, I want to know why people should listen to your comedy. Like, you know, for instance, what are you passionate about? What are you passionate against? Like, what do you like? Do you have any likes? Do you have a dog? Do you like chihuahuas or do you like pit bulls? Do you live in a small house, a big house? You know, I've seen people go to comedy clubs, stand outside and look at the marquee and not know if they should go to the comedy because nobody is making sure anybody knows who the comics are. They're like, you're expected to, as if you want to go to comedy, you have to look at somewhere that says some name. How are you going to make a decision if you want to go see Kate Beckinsale? If she started doing comedy, you would know what she's kind of like, right? But with comics, it's like, all right, well, Ty Barnett's going to be here tonight. Okay, cool. I have seen 99% of the people go up to a marquee at a comedy club, look at it, and walk away. And that's why I have this passion for people to get to know comics. Because, like, now you know her. Cece Redman, you know she's got a chihuahua. He has a cone on his head. She's got 3 kids, a 19, 17-year-old, and something 14-year-old. She's got a mother that's older. They do a radio show weekly on Saturdays at 11:30. You know about her. You just don't know, oh, she gets up there and, you know, tells a certain kind of joke, you know. You don't, like when people are on stage, sometimes you only get to know what they want you to know, right? Or you only hear their jokes. You don't get to know them. So that's why I'm doing this. Plus, it keeps me from being too sad. It's like, maybe I'm doing something good for the comics. A lot of them are telling me that it cheers them up. So, we'll see. That's it, Randy. What are you up to? What are you doing to make the world a better place? Enough about me. Nobody's here. Nobody's talking to me. Well, I guess I'll watch TV. Yeah, I'm watching HGTV. My favorite show is Flip It or Sell It or Keep It or Love It or List It. See you later. Bye.